Greetings. Hey, it's Susie Q. We're talking about a cast of characters. I'm getting right to the chase, cut to the chase, right? So sometimes when I do the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique work through Dolores Cannon, I'm a level 2 practitioner in sunny Scottsdale. I absolutely love connecting with the cast of characters through, some of these sessions could be up to 7 hours. Sometimes it could go up to 8 hours. I'm just kind of watching this movie. I want some popcorn. Anyway, but when we're working with a cast of characters, we start like thinking like, well, that person was really not right for me, and then what starts happening is all of a sudden like somebody else was saying that to you, and then all of a sudden you take on that quality, right? So those cast of characters, like you could be the most awful and evil person, and then you might go kind of like, I think I've done that before too. So when we start looking at these cast of characters, especially with the QHHT, also with the Akashic records, and also with the Akashic records, there's all kinds of stuff that's moving through. A lot of energy is moving through. But I always think about Shakespeare. I always thought Shakespeare was a she. Um, I don't know. But it's kind of like the Shakespearean, kind of all these big traumas and wins and losses and loves and death and then even with the work of Joseph Campbell, it's just like the hero's journey. It's like clockwork. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, done. Ding, 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 ding. Done. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, we're gonna go backwards a little bit because it's a little bit more drama. You start spinning, But I think the cast of characters are fabulous because when I look at my own life, my own juicy life, and you might be considering yours as well, is that like that person has been an affront to my dignity. And then you're just like going, well, I don't know. I mean, have I been like that before? Maybe I was like that before. So whenever we start kind of getting these different characters, this cast of characters, sometimes some of it kind of bleeds through to the other person. Maybe they don't say anything at that moment, but then they have this, I wonder if I could be the damsel in distress. Or the cat down the street. You start taking on these different qualities, and so that person was so bad, they did me wrong, I'm so pissed off, and then all of a sudden, you bet, well, God, I think it was like on a Tuesday I was kind of pissed off too, but you start kind of like looking at the cast of characters, and then when we're thinking about the characters not being us, it's like we're all that. All of us are cast of characters from past lives, future lives, concurrent running timelines, parallel realities here, even on the planet or off planet. We've had so many juicy, juicy scripts to portray, to be, to honor, to cry. But all of this is so fun and interesting because when I think about the cast of characters, I mean, I think we think about somebody really, really bad, and you're like, and then all of a sudden you go, gosh, I think that was me. That was me. But it's kind of fun because no matter what the personality or the type or how they were casted in this cast of characters, and we've been all of that. I think we've been here and there and everywhere. We've been everything and seen everything, and there's more to come, I'm guessing. But we continually go through some of the same cast of characters. And sometimes with a cast of characters, you're like triggered. Oh my, don't say that ever again. It's like, or you're so bad. What's wrong with you? How come you're not right? All these things are showing up, but it's like it's just a variation of a continual stream of kind of Shakespearean, or the hero's journey. We're just kind of living in these little clockwork patterning of energies of all of these different states of cast of characters. We've been all that. And even through the work that I've done with QHHT, Akashic Records, and all this, I can see a lot of this, I can visually see it. And it's been kind of fun, but we just have to, just kind of like take a load off, just take a load off. Just relax into whatever's coming up for you and just realize you've done this for eons and eons and eons. And just relax into it. Just chill, And so that cast of characters through Shakespeare or through Joseph Campbell, The Hero's Journey. We've been there, we've done it, but we like to continue to play. It's like a game, it's like a board game, like Monopoly, or I used to like Yahtzee when I was a kid. But now I'm just kind of looking at the characters and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember. I remember that I was that, and I was in that role. And then somebody else might show up and go, oh, I know you, but I don't know who you are, but I just know you. It's just so funny. But anyway, but the cast of characters are kind of juicy, kind of interesting. We continue to go through these wheels. We got some wheels going on. And but I think, I think that, I kind of enjoy it in a way, because now I wasn't as triggered as I had been before, and thinking that there was something wrong about me, or they were bad, or I was good, or I'm a stinker, or you're a stinker. All that stuff is showing up, but it's kind of like a game. I think about it like as a game, like Monopoly, that money, 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 So anyway, but yeah, I just wanted to bring this up because cast of characters could be from the first onset of seeing a new character. You might think that they're nefarious, or you might think that they're bad or evil. And so I've got an example. Is that when I was in kind of like a dream state, a lucid dream state, I had this character, and there was a beautiful lady there. Then there was this guy. He was kind of like creepy and sweaty and everything. And then I was kind of like in a distance. And then when he brought his arms up like this, his hands were torn out of his right here. It was just kind of torn out, and it was like yucky. It's like gross, and I was like, oh God. But then we start like looking at, wonder what happened to that dude. What happened to that dude? And it took a little while. I had a group of friends that were help processing me. It was really, it was a job processing me with the energies. Anyway, but what it turned out to be was a past life. It was my past life. I was a fisherman somewhere in the ocean, and it was kind of like twilight, and it was a huge storm. And what happened was the hands were ripped out because the rope had got all tangled up, and they just, it just left. So these things kind of show up where like, that's so bad and awful, and then you start finding out, oh, there was an accident. That was an accident. So we look at the perceptions, we think that we know exactly what's going on, and then we start noticing that was an accident. So sometimes these things kind of show up, and there's all these other, like, other ways of looking at it from different angles and different ways of processing what is possible. So so with all of that now, I'm really focusing on what I do want. So I'm really focusing on what's next for me. What else will I create? How amazing can it be to share at this level and bring in some of that beautiful energy. It's about the real state. The real state. When we look at real state, we're really going in and going deeper and finding a little bit more of understanding about this beautiful Shakespearean or hero's journey event. We're all part of the game. So, we'll see you soon, and namaste.